Milk, it's a top food source of 3 of the nutrients most likely to be lacking in children's diets. That's calcium, vitamin D, and potassium. Joining me today is executive chef and the partner of Jardín, Claudette Zepeda, and she's going to share her favorite recipe for enfrijoladas made with real milk. And she has some tips and suggestions to help nourish our families and create some memorable moments in the kitchen. Hi, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Quality time with the family is very important. So what's your favorite way to spend time with your family?
Well, go figure, I'm a chef, but it always comes back to the kitchen. Quality time in the kitchen, sharing my traditions with my kids is always one of my favorite pastimes.
And that's the place where a lot of memories are created. Well, I'm sure that as a chef, you have some tried and true staples that are your go-tos. What are they?
Yeah, it's always right now, I'm obsessed with learning as much as I can on growing a lot of our own ingredients in the restaurant. And secondly, in my arsenal, I have milk. I think cow's milk is one of those ingredients that can, as a chef, give me the texture that I need in my recipes, and as a mom, give my kids proper nutritional ingredients that they need.
Right, exactly. And you use milk in a lot of your recipes, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And in Mexican recipes, you can see the recipes evolve, but milk kind of stays as a staple ingredient in a lot of them.
So your favorite is enfrijoladas made with real milk.
Enfrijoladas, it's the simplest one, but it reminds me of simpler times, and for me, my childhood, having coming home from school and having my mom a warm plate of enchiladas that she just worked on presented to me. That was the most comforting of foods, with a glass of milk, and that set me up for properly, energy-wise, properly being ready for homework, playing, hanging out with my brothers. It was one of those things that filled you up, but you could still had room for dinner later.
Yes, I love enchiladas myself. My favorite is with con mole, but your recipe sounds interesting. How do you make it?
So the enfrijoladas is basically, so you like enmoladas, these are enfrijoladas. So instead of having a chili-based sauce or a mole-based sauce, I do it with beans. I incorporate chiles, I incorporate cilantro, and always going back to milk. Milk gives me a different texture that I wouldn't normally get. Once I blend them all, it's almost in between a sauce and a soup. Basically, instead of frying the tortilla, I just cook it in the comal, dip it in the sauce, and kind of brush the beans all over it. Here you can fill it, you can be as creative as you'd like. I like them as is because it is delicious on its own. And you just go ahead and dip them in there, and when you plate them on your plate, you can garnish them with all sorts of stuff. You can put protein on top. My kids like them simple, so we just do a little queso fresco on top, some cilantro, and a little pickled onion. My son likes pickled onion, my daughter does not, so everyone can be customized to how you like it, like just so. And as a mom, I don't feel guilty if my son has to run out and play, soccer or football. He can go straight from this meal and go and play a sport and not feel like he's, weighed down by anything. If I have to get him out of the house fast, we always go for the smoothie, which the smoothie I can add, sneak in a lot of vegetables, but primarily it would be a milk-based smoothie, so he has the energy to continue through a long practice.
Well, give us that website one more time, if you would, please.
Yes, it's fuertesconleche.com. And all of those step-by-step, like I said, are all there.
Yep, and it's easy to do, filling and delicious. That works for me, Claudette. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll be right back.